Hello, and welcome to another edition of All or Nada according to Jack. As you can see, we have a new background. Reason being is because we have a new concept for a new show that we will be showing in the next several, probably this may stretch out for a couple of months. Basically, this concept that I've thought about, it's going to be my top three metal albums by year, beginning with 1980. And this is going to span all the way to present. Hopefully, I'll get them all done in the year 2022. There are already some good ones in 2022. So we will, at that time, we'll discuss those. But for today, it is 1980. Probably the year that the term heavy metal was first, the phrase was first coined, and we'll talk about a couple of those bands that may have led to the coining of that phrase. But as you can see, I'm wearing a Metallica shirt, but they will not have released their first album until 1983 with the album Kill 'Em All. But we will talk about a few of their albums as the decade of 1980 progresses. But for today, it is 1980. And I don't want to digress, but I'm going to take a drink. Let's go Mets. Would you believe it is May 20th and they're freaking snowed out in Colorado? My wife told me that. I was bursting out laughing. I'm going to be heading upstate tomorrow for some more work on my big project that I have going on. And it's in the middle of the snow belt, people, but it's supposed to be 90 degrees up there tomorrow. And the Mets are snowed out in Colorado on May 20th. Does that beat all? That's life. But anyway, so I digress. So we're going to talk about, and just a little background on this. So we're going to talk about three albums that I love for each of the years from 1980 to 2022. These may not necessarily be the best albums out there, rated by, the industry, but these are, these are mine. Generally, you're going to know a lot of the groups that I like because they're going to be listed prominently as the years progress. But then you're going to have some years where there are some holes where, none of the bands that I like released an album. So I had to dig deeper into the catalog and I had to find some. What this forces me to do is to go back and listen to some of those great metal albums. And you know what? I think I'm up to like 89 or 90. And you know what? I found some lost gems along the way. But for 1980, our discussion for today, it's going to be albums that I well know. So let's get into album number one, British Steel, Judas Priest. Great album. I talked about that in my ranking the albums of Judas Priest about a week or so ago, and that came in at number 4 in that ranking. I can't say enough about that album. That that was very concise, very fluid, very straightforward metal. I think they started the beginnings of thrash metal with the song Rapid Fire. Very fist pounding, Metal Gods, Grinder. United got some early airplay at that time when it first came out. Living After Midnight got a ton of airplay, got them on the map, got people to start really noticing them. So in my ranking the albums of Judas Priest, somebody asked me, oh, why didn't you mention You Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise? Well, I'm mentioning it now. It's a good song. When they, back in 1980, when they toured British Steel, they played at a place local to me at that time, the Calderon Concert Hall, seats about 2,000-3,000, and it was broadcast on WLIR radio. prominent rock station at that time. I miss it dearly because it was very cutting edge, and they broadcast that album. And song number 7 in that concert was "You Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise." And Judas Priest tried to use that as a sing-along and get everybody to, sing along and shout it. You don't have to be old to be wise. So there, I mentioned it. The Rage, great song. Love that bass intro by Ian Hill. And of course, In Your Face Pounder song, The Stealer. So that's British Steel. My second one, so I did some experimenting, and this is a new, like I said, this is a new background. So I'm going to be covering the skull most of the time, but you saw it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post these albums as you see them. So my second album is Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. So they had dismissed Ozzy, or in British terms, they sacked Ozzy. And, he was basically picking himself up off of a hotel floor somewhere in LA and trying to get his life back together. But meanwhile, Ronnie James Dio left Rainbow, was looking for a band. He wanted to stick with, his prog prototype metal, do something, continue to do something metal. So Black Sabbath came calling, asked him if he wanted to join. And you know what? For those couple of albums, and for me and for a lot of other metal fans, it was a marriage made in heaven. So let's talk about Heaven and Hell. So they kick it off with one of the most kick-ass metal songs of all time, I think, Neon Nights. That will probably go down as one of my all-time favorite metal tracks. It just balls to the wall, starts right in, no nonsense, none of these 2-minute intros where it goes in with a bup, 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 and then, that golden voice of Ronnie James Dio kicks in. Neon Nights, like I said, great song, one of my all-time favorites. Second song, Children of the Sea. I just love the melodic opening. Geezer Butler plays some great bass in Children of the Sea. Again, those soaring vocals of Ronnie James Dio. Oh, they say that it's over. Song number 3 on that album, Lady Evil, probably my second favorite song on the album. Starts with another great bass riff by Geezer Butler, some great wah-wah pedal by Tony Iommi in the beginning. Lady Evil, evil, she's a magical, mystical woman. Excellent. And then, of course, the title track, Heaven and Hell. I did get to see Black Sabbath as Heaven and Hell, opening for Judas Priest in 2008, and that was one of the songs they played. Unfortunately, they didn't play Neon Nights that night, but they did play Heaven and Hell. Quintessential vocal sound from Mr. Dio, some more great bass playing by Mr. Geezer Butler. So that again would be a great album side for me, Mr. Pardo. So side 2, Die Young probably is the best song on side 2 for me, but you can't go wrong with any of the songs. Anything that has Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Ronnie James Dio in the song is some good shit. So that's my number 2, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. So my number 3, and we'll pull it up. And it is Back in Black by AC/DC. What can I say about this album? 25 times platinum. 25 freaking times platinum. I mean, what can you say about an album that, you know, to me, it's AC/DC that really put metal on the map. Hell's Bells, you know, got that low church gong in the beginning. Do 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 do. Hell's Bells. Shoot to Thrill, great song. What Do You Do for Money, Honey? A great intro to Giving the Dog a Bone. Let Me Put My Love Into You is one of those deeper tracks. Back in Black, another great song, you know, very simple 3-chord riff, but you know, you're going to get a lot of that from AC/DC, but a great song. Probably their most famous song. And this I remember hearing for the very first time at the roller skating rink, which sadly doesn't exist anymore by me. It's now a Texas Roadhouse steakhouse, sadly. But that's where I first heard You Shook Me All Night Long. Great song. I mean, you know, granted it's been played to death, but I love that opening. Do, 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 do. Great song. Have a Drink on Me, another great intro. And then, of course, the very last song, Rock and Rolling Noise Pollution. What a great statement, you know. Thank you guys for sticking up for rock and roll. Slightly more bluesy intro, but a great intro nonetheless. What else can I say? It's really kicked ass. I mean, granted, they had just lost Bon Scott maybe a year ago. They brought in Brian Johnson, and who would have thought with a new lead vocalist they would become that big in a hurry? You know, sell 25 million albums. That's quite an achievement. So this is Jack Toledano for All or Nada. Again, I apologize for not having been on that much these last couple of weeks, you know, just trying to rest up. I've been really burning the candle at both ends, as I've said, with this project I've got going on. Yesterday, I was out on the golf course for about 5 hours, which felt like more than 10. It was damp and I played like shit, but I had fun. So, you know, I needed to rest up, but you're going to see these, you know, frequently. I'm going to try to do maybe 1, 2 a week, but you know what? I still have all my other content to go through. I still have another formative years coming soon for, I believe, 1981. There's that. I've just completed a ranking of the albums of Iron Maiden. I just have to put some comments down so I can speak intelligently about my, you know, why I ranked them in the order that I ranked them. That should hopefully be coming up within the next week or so. And Monday night, while they're over, you know, in the Hudson Valley talking about whatever they're talking about and poking fun at each other, you know, on either side of the Hudson River, I will have a special guest on talking a pro wrestling topic. So that's a very special guest and a new guest. I'm really looking forward to that. And George Parsakian will be back with me as well for that. So I will see you Monday night, Tuesday morning. If you like what I do, please subscribe. Please put your comments in the comment section. And as I do the years, please let me know what your top albums are by year. And also, I just hit 400 subscribers, so amen to that. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.